Thank you, Dr. Stranges, and congratulations, Dr. Hughes. If you will kindly take the podium, it is my honor to invite you to deliver this morning's commencement address.
Thank you, Niagara University. Thank you, Dr. Stranges, Father Marr, the President's Office, the Board of Trustees, the professors, the staff, and the graduates for having me here today. To the graduates, today is about you. And today is about your parents, your grandparents, your friends, for some of you, your children. A lot of today might be spent holding a piece of paper and taking a lot of pictures with that piece of paper. So it's worth spending a little time reflecting on what that piece of paper symbolizes. It symbolizes the obstacles, the good times, the hard times, your friends, your family, your teachers, each encouraging you at different points on your journey to make it where you are right now. This is a big milestone. 10 years ago, I stood in your place, proudly graduating with a bachelor's degree. And maybe some of your parents were like mine, pretty sure this was a day they would never see. But hopefully, most of your parents have been looking forward to this day and helping you on your path here for many years. Even though Dr. Stranges kindly introduced me, some of you may be wondering who I am or why I'm here. I'm standing in front of you because I had what many consider an unexpected 4 minutes back when probably you guys were not too far out of diapers. But that's not my whole story. Yes, I won an Olympic gold medal at 16 years old, but my path since then has not been typical of other Olympic athletes in general. It's not the common path for Olympic athletes to earn bachelor's degree. And today, after a somewhat winding road, I'm a law school graduate and practice law. This path has been atypical for what was expected of me. As you close this chapter of your life and embark on the next, I'll share some things I've learned thus far, and I hope some of it will be applicable, especially since my generation, the past, and future generations are counting on you to make the world a better place. One thing I've learned is the importance of thinking for yourself and the ability to make your own decisions, a skill you have been refining your whole life, especially during your time here at Niagara. All the little decisions you've made, the people you've met, the classes you've taken, subjects you've majored in, the jobs you've held, all these things, these are the things that have made you into the person you are today. A college graduate, but also someone going into the world to make decisions that will affect our generation and the next. The decisions you'll continue to make and the decisions you will not make will determine the person you'll be in 5 years, in 10 years from now. So while some small decisions may seem inconsequential, try to stay true to yourself when making them. When you're unsure, ask yourself, how will this impact the person I am in 5 years, in 10 years? Thinking about that answer will help make your decision easier. And if the answer is that it doesn't matter in 5 years, make a quick decision and move on with your life so you can make other decisions that will help you become the person you want to be. Being the best version of yourself is a way to uniquely contribute to society in a positive way. Niagara University was founded on the tradition of the 5 Ascension virtues. The virtues are meant to give you confidence, to give you clarity about yourself and the world, to encourage you to seek the good and find your purpose. Your purpose. Finding purpose in our life is not always easy. At first, finding a purpose wasn't hard for me, but continuing to have a purpose that was true to who I am has proved to be more challenging. I first started skating when I was 3 years old, and I immediately took to it. I loved many things about it: the ability to glide along a sheet of ice with the wind dancing across my face, learning new moves, perfecting those moves, being part of a community. Seeing the correlation between my dedication and practice of the sport and my improvement and progression in it. My journey to becoming an Olympic champion was an eventful ride. But now, all these years later, if it's mentioned, I don't think of those minutes spent on the podium. I think of the years and years and years spent training, spent growing, spent with skating friends. I think of the whole experience. And I'm glad it's this way. The purpose throughout my skating career was to gain experience through skating to help me in life, to help me develop as a person. Knowing that my experience on the ice did not start and end with an axel or a flying camel. People always seem to think that term's funny. Going into the Salt Lake City Olympics, I was a big underdog. Obviously, this was according to other people. Don't let people make you believe you're less than just because you might not be better than the best in the world. We're all on our own schedules, working with what we can. To make the Olympic team, I had already overcome many odds against me. My strategy for that final free skate was to focus on the experience, something you may find ironic since this was the biggest competition I would ever be in. But if you think about it again, I'd realized by then that this experience was finite. I was grateful to be there, and after preparation that was actually my whole entire life up to that point, I was going to enjoy it. I didn't want to have any regrets. And it worked out for me in both ways. I ended up on the top of the podium, and now, all these years later, I don't think about the medal and smile. I think about the experience and smile. A lot of our life is what we make it. Our attitude, the things we tell ourselves, our relationships, the way we expend our energy. Sometimes we need to sit back and think for a minute. How do I want to remember this day, this job, this experience, and approach accordingly? I found purpose in pursuing my goal in figure skating, but it wasn't my only dream. One was going to college. Another was becoming a lawyer, something I kept in the back of my mind for over 2 decades, since when I was a little kid. Going from skating to practicing law is not exactly a linear path. After I won my medal, a whole new world opened up. New experiences, hanging with A-listers, the option to pursue a career as a professional entertainer. Some might even say a low-key celebrity. And a lot of these experiences were pretty awesome. Presenting at the Grammy Awards, winning an ESPY award. It was fun, but I had a priority of starting undergrad with my peers, which I was able to do. However, it took me a little longer to earn my undergraduate degree than most. In fact, I took off enough time from working that I actually had to reapply to the school. Graduating from college 10 years ago was one of the biggest reliefs I've ever had in my life, because it was a big stepping stone to becoming the person I wanted to be, but also because many times it just did not seem like it would be a reality. The next step, law school, also took some time. I was one of the older law students in my incoming class, my identity being the 30-year-old from New York before they found out about the skating. And yes, again, many people close to me doubted I would follow through on law school, even those who had watched me beat odds before. So where does that leave us? I'm told a commencement address is supposed to leave you with a message to take home. Instead, let's talk about things that really matter, like Game of Thrones. For those of you who don't watch, revel that this is the last week that you'll have to hear about this. For those of you who do, think of me as Samwell Tarly. Bet you didn't see that one coming. You see Samwell in a world with Jon Snow and Arya Stark. That was me in figure skating, Samwell Tarly. I was not the big name then, and we can be honest about it, still not the biggest name. But wait, how many of you remember that Samwell was, for a long time, the only person in Westeros who killed a White Walker? Who would have expected it? That was like me at the Olympics. Think about his initial days at Castle Black. My time at college mirrored his closely, an unfamiliar environment that we were unprepared for. But it was there that he discovered his next path was feasible. When he joined the Black, he didn't know there was a potential career for his passion for reading books, becoming a maester. Doesn't mean he didn't kill a White Walker, but pursuing a career as a maester meant he found a new path. You might not know your path at this point, but be like Samwell. Don't give up on the search to find your path. I graduated from law school last year. When that day came, I wanted to invite everyone I'd ever met to graduation. I really hope some of you did that today. I didn't end up inviting everyone I knew. Well, I did, but not everyone came. When I look around today, I see a proud look on many family members and friends. This is something you helped each other accomplish. So take a moment and be sure to express your gratitude to those here today and to everyone who supported you throughout your life who couldn't make it. For many of you, your formal education may end here, but don't let this be the end of your learning and curiosity. When you look at your diploma, at that piece of paper, I hope what you remember all the friendships and experiences you have shared here, and that they help you become the person you want to be. I'm excited for what your future holds. I wish you all nothing but the best as you continue your journeys, and once again, congratulations on a mighty accomplishment.